Alex had always taken great pride in their home, a cozy place nestled within a quiet neighborhood filled with friendly faces and neatly trimmed lawns. Houses lined the street like well-behaved children, each maintaining its own charm while contributing to an inviting atmosphere. However, one significant element of the serene setting constantly gnawed at Alex's peace: parking. In this neighborhood, parking was a precious commodity. Each resident had designated spots clearly marked in front of their homes. Or Alex, having their own space represented more than convenience, it symbolized order and respect for community rules. Despite these clear demarcations, there was Mark, an inconsiderate neighbor who thrived on chaos. Mark owned several vehicles and often disregarded not only Alex's assigned spot, but also the rules governing their shared living environment. Day after day, he would park his cars haphazardly in Alex's space as if daring them to speak up. An exhausting routine, a battle against someone seemingly oblivious to the stress he caused. Initially, Alex attempted to resolve the issue directly with Mark, hoping for a civil conversation that would lead to an amicable solution. "Hey Mark," Alex began one day with a hopeful smile. "I noticed you've parked in my space again. Would you please leave it open for me?" Instead of acknowledging the request or showing any sign of remorse, Mark shrugged and dismissed them with an indifferent wave before sauntering away as if nothing had happened. This dismissiveness turned into an ongoing source of irritation that seeped into every aspect of Alex's life. Ate for work countless times due to searching for alternative parking, or navigating around Mark's obstructive vehicles, became common occurrences. Anxiety built within Alex. Each encounter left them feeling disrespected and powerless against Mark's careless attitude. A stress mounted over time as frustration bubbled beneath the surface like an unshakable weight pressing down on their chest. Friends noticed changes in Alex: less laughter during gatherings, and more furrowed brows during casual conversations about daily life. A once peaceful retreat they called home now felt like an unwelcome battleground, where petty disputes overshadowed tranquility. Down inside, amidst all this turmoil stirred by Mark's actions, there lingered a flicker of determination, a desire not just to endure, but eventually reclaim what was rightfully theirs. A final straw came on a particularly frustrating afternoon, when Mark not only parked in Alex's space, but also blocked them in with another car. In desperation to make an important appointment, Alex found themselves humiliated and powerless when confronted with Mark's aggressive demeanor yet again. Feeling defeated but encouraged by Samantha, Alex's supportive friend, who insisted it was time to take action rather than suffering silently. Gather evidence against him, she suggested earnestly while sharing her own experiences dealing with difficult neighbors. After weighing options carefully, Alex decided to install security cameras focused on their parking area so they could capture any further violations by Mark once and for all. Over several weeks, those cameras became invaluable as they collected undeniable video evidence, showcasing Mark repeatedly parking illegally in their designated spot, despite previous warnings from the Homeowners Association about such behavior. With solid proof finally in hand, Alex felt empowered enough to confront Mr. Thompson at the next HOA meeting, and present all gathered footage alongside testimonials from Lisa about Mark's irresponsible actions. Tension filled the room as residents watched clips together. Many expressed outrage at Mark's blatant disregard for community rules, as they witnessed his antics firsthand through recorded footage projected onto a screen before them. Finally, viewing all available evidence led Mr. Thompson, the stern president of the HOA, to lay down consequences firmly. Due to repeated violations of HOA regulations and disrespect toward fellow neighbors, decided that Mark would be banned from parking anywhere within community limits altogether. Aftermath unfolded swiftly following that fateful meeting. Some neighbors cheered loudly for justice served, while others nervously speculated about possible retaliation from Mark himself, now that he'd been publicly shamed by those he'd tormented previously without consequence. Despite lingering concerns surrounding potential repercussions looming overhead like dark clouds gathering on the horizon outside their windows, it didn't overshadow how relieved yet empowered Alex felt knowing they stood up against wrongdoing, supported wholeheartedly by others residing nearby who valued harmony just as much. Days later saw tension erupt unexpectedly when faced face-to-face outside his house after receiving news regarding penalties imposed upon him. Fueled by rage directed towards everyone involved, including poor unsuspecting victims caught amidst these petty quarrels, Mark angrily confronted Alex, but received calm defiance instead, thanks largely due support rallied behind them from Fellow neighbors witnessing this latest skirmish unfold nearby. Ultimately, everything settled back into normalcy. Afterward, peace returned along streets once marred by conflict between two opposing forces, but now illustrated newly. Established camaraderie blossoming among residents looking out diligently toward one another, whenever similar issues arose henceforth. Alex had reached a breaking point. The incident from yesterday played over and over in their mind like a painful loop. Ark's obnoxiously large SUV had not only claimed Alex's parking space, but also blocked them in with another vehicle. Standing helplessly on the street, glancing at the clock ticking away precious minutes, dread washed over Alex. An important appointment awaited, a meeting that could lead to new opportunities. Finally managing to squeeze out of their driveway, by maneuvering through tight gaps, the humiliation was overwhelming. A memory of Mark's dismissive smirk lingered painfully. It felt as though he thrived on Alex's frustration, reveling in the chaos he created within their little community. Later that evening, while sitting on the porch with Samantha, who had come over to lend a friendly ear, Alex vented about the day's events. Just don't know what else to do, they sighed deeply, feeling defeated. Samantha leaned in closer, her expression shifting from concern to determination. Let him walk all over you like this, she urged gently. You need proof of his actions, gather evidence against him for your complaints. At first, it seemed daunting. How could one person stand up against someone so brazen? But Samantha's words ignited a spark within Alex. To take control back from Mark, and end his reign of annoyance once and for all. The next day, armed with resolve and newfound purpose, Alex ordered outdoor security cameras. They positioned them around their designated parking area, one aimed directly at where Mark usually parked, and another capturing angles that would catch any further antics. Days turned into weeks. Those cameras recorded more than just images. They captured Mark's defiance, almost daily, each instance fueling Alex's growing sense of justice and urgency. With undeniable footage showcasing multiple violations and mounting frustration boiling beneath the surface, Alex felt empowered.